Well, what can I say? We did expect this. Borderlands 4 is here, and the launch is absolutely nothing short of a complete disaster. It is one of the poorest launches in a very, very long time. The game has so many issues. There's stutter, there's lags, there's crashes, there's bugs, there's everything, okay? And it doesn't matter how good your PC is, you still can easily have all of these issues, and probably even more at this point. Needless to say, Gearbox did not even spend a single minute, trying to optimize this absolutely atrocious experience. I have so much to say about Borderlands 4. And, well, let's start because it is quite hilarious. It is quite funny. So, Borderlands 4, the savior of the franchise, or as IGN would like to put it, the comeback, the return to form, obviously. And the return to form got a 207,000 player peak day one release. Keep in mind, this is the second day, we still don't have the numbers. Initially, I expected that this game can easily have between 50 and 250k players on launch, and well, we were in that range. Honestly, this is more of the high end, and we're gonna see maybe on Sunday and Saturday we're gonna get. I don't think it's gonna be a 250k peak, but I do think 230k is reasonable. But in any case, fans are not exactly happy. Currently, this has a 60% positive review score. Yesterday, it was 47%, which is absolutely, by the way, insane. Let's refresh to see if anything has actually changed. No, it's still slowly getting up. First things first about the graph. As we can see, one positive thing about Borderlands 4 that makes it not a super disaster at launch, but it isn't pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Borderlands 4 situation does not look good. Is the fact that if you're an American, you're not gonna recognize these times, but I can tell you what these times mean. Effectively, it's like this. Roughly 1800 UTC is about the time where the maximum population of players starts to arrive, and around 21 it's the peak. For bad games, after that it's a pretty big drop. Imagine this but being here. And good games, when they are released, they actually only start to experience a drop around, well, 2 a.m. For Americans, this would be around 1 a.m. So the fact that there is no drop until 2 a.m. is actually a pretty promising thing. But there are explanations for this, because I have not bought the game because I'm not giving Gearbox my money, but I am currently watching this story. All the cutscenes and everything. I haven't watched it fully, but I have watched 30 minutes, and we're gonna get to that because, my god, listen. This is the summary. I will summarize the Borderlands 4 experience, what it seems like. Also, let's just make the fun of Borderlands for the fact that this is a AAA development cost game that wanted initially you to pay $100 for it, and they got absolutely demolished by 7 guys in a basement. Okay? Silksong is absolutely brutalizing this trash heap. But, okay. Let me summarize what this game is. I have thought about this extensively, and I think this is going to resonate with most people. First of all, if you're expecting Borderlands 4 to not be Borderlands 3, it is. Borderlands 4 is literally Borderlands 3, but kind of painted over a little bit with a glossy 90s, early 2000 vibe. It's still atrocious zoomer humor, and it's pretty bad. One of the best ways to categorize how bad the dialogue is in this game is, imagine you're having a conversation with your colleague at work, and no matter what you say to them, you're gonna get reported to HR about this conversation, but you need to keep this conversation going. The conversations are, at best, just cringe, and at the worst case scenario, they seem painful. In the first 30 minutes of cutscenes and dialogue, which is roughly 3 hours-ish into the game, it's painful. It is really painful. The main villain is completely, blatantly autistic. No better way to describe that. Again, has the ability to mind control, fails to use the ability to mind control while your literal main character is established to actually get it implanted in him. It's absolutely crazy. It is one of the dumbest things ever. None of it makes sense. There is a lot of extremely the whole humor is effectively still Zoomer-esque. It is extremely Zoomerish. You're gonna see a lot of situations like, oh boy, thank God X thing didn't happen, and 5 seconds later X thing happens. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if Y thing happened? Thank God it's not, and it happens. Now, it's not the main emphasis that it was kind of previously a lot in the games, but it's still there and it's feelable. The conversations feel extremely forced, and the fact that every character has unique lines of dialogue completely betrays how poorly the dialogue comes off at certain parts of the conversation. It's just absolutely brutal how insanely poor it is. For example, the cutscenes, the playthrough that I'm watching currently has the person playing as Amon, and Amon's like, glorious battle in blood, blah 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 blah. And then at one point it's like something you need to find an access chip, and blood splatters from like a dead raider or something, and he's like, oh, that's gruesome, but it needs to happen. Like, what? It just doesn't make sense. It just really does not make sense. The game is painfully self-aware of it, and it tries to tell you that it's aware and it's changing. There's a lot of inserts. The whole game can also be summarized in a way of like, oh, look at that. Here's a reference to like 50 different things, but this time it's not Fortnite humor. This time it's, I have no mouth, but I'm a scream references. Crazy Frog. Remember Crazy Frog? Okay, I don't know if there's Crazy Frog reference in the game, but considering what I have seen, I would not be surprised if I have 4 hours left of the video about the full lore context and everything left, so I can learn everything there is about this thing. Again, I'm not giving them my money. I'm not even pirating this thing. It looks so bad. The gunplay seems okay-ish, but there's no gunplay in what I'm watching. But, I mean, it probably is okay. But again, all of the villains are comically autistic. The second villain that you meet is like, aha, I'm gonna destroy with you with my secret weapon. You're gonna blow up or become goo. One of them, I'm still figuring it out. That's the human. It never stops. Claptrap is annoying as fuck. And the hilarious part about them having a specific Claptrap volume slider doesn't actually help at all. Because Claptrap is effectively the first guy you meet. It's really bad. It's really stupid. It's extremely forced, okay? Randy Pitchford wants you to know that he's really trying to make Borderlands in his image, but not in his image so everyone's happy. It is hot. There's so many ways that you can describe how bad Borderlands writing seemingly is. But, we can go through it, okay? This is also a very good representation of how sad this is. There are probably going to be some notable Vogue vibes. For example, when they introduced the characters, and my god, the introduction is so fucking bad. The introduction that happens at the start, like who all of these people are, is so cringe. It's so sad. It's like, it gets better after it, but the intro, the very, very intro where the Vault Hunters land on the planet is so fucking cringe. It's so bad. After it gets a little bit better, but again, it's not a lot better, okay? Borderlands 4 is easily a 5 out of 10. It's not horribly atrocious, I guess, but it's more Borderlands 3 to shorten the situation. But again, this is a perfect example of what the characters are like. This is a thing that happens. It's really sad. It is. It is really sad. This one's good though. This one's good. This is the bugs. Look at this. All of them have the same dialogue here, by the way. And the fact that you're supposed to be a badass vault hunter and you're sliding down this thing and you're like, wee, is also pretty fucking cringe.
Hey, you. Finally awake. You.
Dude, this is gonna be a thing that gets passed through generations, okay? When the aliens finally destroy us, this is gonna be our main thing to save in the time capsule, so everyone understands what humanity was actually about, okay? I ain't even gonna lie, boys. Then this is a thing. How fast can you farm bosses in Borderlands 4? This is kind of nice that they're making changes like this, I guess. But the problem is, look, when you can farm bosses this fast, you can probably tell how bad it is from just the crazy amount of loot that we have here. A little bit, you know, look, you kill it, you go back. That's the reset, and then you go do it again. It's kind of nice to be able to farm things like this, but when it's so unimpactful as this as a fight in general, the reality is, well, this is just a chore. This is not fun. This is just a chore. And this seems, by the way, extremely fast and good to level up. If you can't see it, here it is. This is the experience bot. I think that's the experience. One of the, oh no, the experience bot is around this. So, you know, let's see how much you get for a kill. I couldn't actually see. Do you not get anything? Well, in any case, it's a lot of loot. So, if this is farming, it's kind of, at least, I guess I'll be positive for the least about this for a bit. They tried, but it's still not good. That's how you kind of summarize it. Then we have people unironically saying, "Wow, Borderlands is so beautiful," and then this is what they post. Yeah, this is what they post. Borderlands 4 is beautiful. Bro, there's nothing here. At least this person posted this, which I don't think one is beautiful too. This is literally a fucking skybox. A skybox doesn't make the game beautiful, okay? If you look at this, it's kind of like interesting, but then you look at the trees, and it's bad. The reality is, the graphics are just out of date, okay? They're slightly better than what they were previously, but all in all, they are absolutely just 100% out of date. Then we can look at the Steam reviews a little bit. As you can see, it's mixed. Again, yesterday it was not mixed. Currently, it's mixed at 62%, but yesterday it was down to 40%. People were mad. None of my friends can get in the game past the start menu. There's some kind of comments here. Context: I'm old enough to the dad of the dad of most of you youngster gamers. I've been playing Borderlands games plus. We don't care, dude. Okay, so there's a lot of problems. I've been Borderlands fan for years. The chaos, the humor, the endless loot grind. It's always been about fun first, never too serious. But Borderlands 4, it feels like Gearbox got dazzled by Unreal Engine 5, slapped on $70 price tag, and forced the part where the game is supposed to and forgot, not forced the part where the game is supposed to actually run. Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's 40 FPS, not great. Terrible optimization, terrible performance. A lot of this is terrible, but there are a lot of people who are going into this and leaving comments like this. So far, performance is quite poor. I'm playing. Okay, so this guy's saying performance is poor, but he still likes it. Okay, this is very early review about 20 levels or so in. The good. The gameplay and the gunplay and gameplay is the best I've seen. Well, yeah, it seems like the gunplay is okay, but do you really want to play in a game this sloppy and lame? That's the real question. I don't know if this is gonna survive. I think that this is not gonna get 250k peak players on the weekends. I think it's gonna start dropping. Either it's gonna stay the same or it's gonna start dropping. Maybe it gets 4k more. I'm gonna keep following this, but I don't think this. Needless to say, Borderlands 4 is not doing good. And with all the hype surrounding it, considering how many people are absolutely hyped for this, 207k player peak. I don't think this is 2 million copies sold. I think this could be like 1.5 million copies sold. Because there's a lot of peak from the fans who love Borderlands, and they're kind of all in on this. In any case, Border Slap 4 being Border Slap 4, boys. 10 out of 10. Bye.